Now, I just want to make something very, very clear here. First of all, God is the author of all of our blessings. Thank you, Jesus. Second, humility is the key. I really, truly believe that Mitt Romney is humble enough to have been shaped and receive the blessings of divine protection and providence last night, and maybe even a little divine guidance. And maybe Jesus was punching Obama in the face. I don't know. That may have been what got him distracted a little bit. Maybe a spiritual bam to the face. I'm not sure. I'm not Jesus. So I'm not going to say that's what happened, but I'm not saying that either. So anyway, humility is the key, because you never, ever want to count a Marxist revolutionary out, or the president.
Still.
What?
I mean, it was quite a win last night for Mitt Romney.
Well, now let's not.
And there's,
No, that's not. No.
He did win, I think, Glenn.
Yeah.
I would say he did.
That's
was victorious in that debate.
I mean,
but it's early.
It's very early, and you just don't want to. I mean, it would be wrong of us to gloat.
And yet we're going to do it! He won with Mars and lots of class. Mitt Romney kicked his ass. Mitt Romney kicked his ass.
Stop. Just stop. See, this is wrong. This is wrong. Because it's really just.
Yeah.
It's
early. It's early.
It's early, and it's not. I mean, look, we're here to help save the country.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here to, as you so eloquently stated, kick Obama's ass and then gloat.
Right.
That's just wrong.
And yet, that is exactly what happened. Mitt Romney kicked his Marx's ass. He won with smarts and lots of glass. Mitt Romney kicked his ass. Mitt Romney kicked his ass. Mitt Romney kicked his Marx's ass. He won with smarts and lots of glass. Mitt Romney kicked his ass. Mitt Romney kicked his ass.
He won with smarts and lots of class. That's terrible trash talking.
That's intelligent. It's sort of highbrow trash talking. It's the kind you would expect from Mitt. One with smarts and lots of class.
I've got something that rhymes with ass. Lots of class.
May I ask a question? Is it true that Barack Obama had John Kerry as his debate coach?
Yes.
He played Romney in the
amazing?
debate prep. Lots of people praising Rob Portman for his portrayal of Obama for Romney. Not so much for John Kerry today.
Can I tell you something? When out of the chute, Mitt Romney was winning. Out of the chute.
Destroyed him.
It destroyed him. I think Obama looked pissed. But the thing where he really won is Romney looked calm. He looked kind. He didn't look like, and maybe because he knew that Jesus was punching Obama in the face, and so he didn't have
I
to.
don't think that's what Jesus does.
I don't know. I'm not saying. I don't speak for the Holy Family, but neither do you.
No?
You don't know.
That's a good point.
So he maybe Mitt knows. I don't know, but maybe he knew that Jesus was going to start punching him in the face, and so he didn't have to. But the thing was, he looked at Obama the whole time with kindness, and he listened.
Yeah.
I mean, he was looking at him, making eye contact.
There was no head shaking. There was none of that, like Obama did. Obama was shaking his head, like, no, that's not right. And then when he had a chance to answer, he never had a rebuttal.
I know he didn't have it.
He
it
never
was
had
really
anything.
like you should have taken maybe 40 less vacations.
Yeah.
And boned
studied
up,
up a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know whose fault it is? You know, they're saying that, you know, the press is all mad at Jim Lehrer. By the way, if it would have turned the other way, I would have said the same thing about Jim Lehrer. I was shocked at this debate for a couple of reasons. For one, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
They actually went to each other. It wasn't prepared speech versus prepared speech. They actually went back and forth and engaged each other. That was useful.
I liked it.
That was useful information.
It was a debate.
Yeah, and all that Jim Lehrer did is he didn't make himself the center. He didn't make himself the star. He just kind of said, okay, well, whatever. We're way over, and we're not going to get to everything, but that's okay. He let it go. Now, the press is upset at that. I don't know why. Well, except for their guy lost. But here's the deal. You weasels in the press, you know who lost the debate last night? You know who's responsible? It's certainly not John Kerry, and it's not Jim Lehrer. It's you. You didn't. This guy is so weak because he's never been thrown against a mat. In 5 years, nobody's asked a tough question. Nobody's, who was it? The guy on CNN, weasel, conservative, Bergen. What? No, what's
Was it Gergen?
Gergen.
So.
What?
I think it's conservative.
Gergen's not conservative.
No, didn't he used to? Well, didn't he start with Ford or something?
I don't know.
I mean, he's a weasel. Anyway, but he
was good last night.
Yeah, but last night he said what threw Obama off was nobody has probably spoken to the president like that in 5 years.
Yeah,
nobody's challenging this guy. Nobody's asking him. Nobody's throwing up him against him. He doesn't have to face anybody. Wherever he goes, it's adoring fans and sycophants.
Yeah.
And he's the Messiah. The only one that lost this debate for Barack Obama, there was two. Barack Obama and the members of the media. Congratulations. You've made this man a king. And a king can't stand. If he beheads everybody who says anything against him, if he never is challenged, when a kid comes up and challenges, say, he doesn't have any clothes on, the king loses.
Yeah, no, I think you're totally right. And I think there's two reasons why the media is responsible for it. One is you're right. It's like Obama had to run a marathon without even going for a jog for the last 4 years.
It was like me
going
saying, you know what, I could do the Iron Man.
Yeah, it doesn't work out well. So that's definitely part one. And I think part two of it is they've gone through so much effort to try to paint Mitt Romney as A, an idiot, B, elitist, C, doesn't care about anyone other than himself, and, D is this dumb Republican who doesn't understand the economy and everything else. I mean, Mitt Romney disproved all of those things within 5 minutes. So everyone's walking into this that hasn't paid attention.
And then for 85 more.
And 85 more. Everyone's walking into this, in America who hasn't really been paying attention to this and seeing this guy as this evil, heartless bastard who doesn't know anything. And to see that performance is the exact opposite. They lowered the bar for Romney, the media, and they hired the bar for Obama. They screwed themselves.
Did you see the way Romney, he kept talking about jobs. Almost every answer he would say, we have to create jobs. And he said it with such passion. And when he talked about the people who don't have jobs and the people who are struggling, you believed him. He really does feel it. That's the complete opposite narrative of anything that anybody is talking about with Mitt Romney. I just thought it was bad. At one point I said to the guys, because we all got together because we were like, look, we could just everybody wear some Nike tennis shoes and the spaceship will come after the
going up Heaven's
the debate,
chimney?
just in case we could go to Heaven's Gate. Just in case, I'm just saying. We live in Texas. We could drive to Waco if we have to. But so we all went, and we all came. Everybody came over to my house. We all watched it together. And about 10 minutes into it, I said, "Somebody's got to call this fight because this is getting ugly." I mean, you were starting to feel bad. He schooled him that I started to say, Obama didn't even weigh in. This is a heavyweight championship. Mm-hmm. He didn't even weigh in. He's way out of his class on this. And then it was about 10 minutes after I said that I went, Romney he's just gone MMA on him. He's just kicking him in the nuts. I mean, he's just kicking him everywhere.
Yeah.
And Obama was just, there was a moment, I don't know if anybody saw it, it was the moment, or if you can recall it, it was the moment that Barack Obama was talking about something, and Jim Lehrer said, "Your time is up, sir," and Romney said, "No, wait, I want to answer this. I want to answer this." Lehrer looked at him and said, "We have to move on." He said, "No, he just said this. I have to answer that." And he started, the two of them, they did 3 screens. They had Lehrer, Romney, and Obama. And Romney was engaged right with Lehrer, and Lehrer was engaged with him, and all of the power was right there. And Romney looked like a leader, a president. And Obama looked completely alone because he looked back and forth at the two of them. He was like, "No, wait, but I want to, no, but it was over. It was over." The guy, to stand in a ring and to take the title is remarkable. And that's exactly what happened. How many times do you see somebody stand next to the president, and no matter who it is, he's the president. You've seen him with the SEAL. You've seen him with the Air Force One. You've seen him in all of the trappings. And when that man walks on stage, he's the president. He's more than just whoever he is. I don't care if it's Jimmy Carter or Ronald Reagan. It doesn't matter. He's more than a man. He's the president of the United States. And all of that weight, and you see him, and you see the gray hair, and you start to think, man, all the things that he's been through for the last 4 years.
And it happens to all of them.
All of them. And it happens with Obama. I looked at his gray hair, and I thought the things that he has gone through in the last 4 years. For a challenger to come up without the trappings, without any of that, and really without the support of the media and many of the American people, nobody's in love with Mitt Romney. So he walks on stage, and all of a sudden, he is commanding that stage in, 5 minutes? Do you realize what a knockout punch that was? It was an unbelievable, I don't think, Ronald Reagan lost his first debate. Now, remember, he lost his first debate as badly as Obama lost.
At least, yeah. I mean, he was...
But he won in the end. Do not count this guy out. Barack Obama and the machine, I believe this thing's going to get ugly. You haven't heard anything on Mormons. You haven't heard anything. It's going to get ugly. The labor unions, everything, ugly. However, if Romney can keep this up, I don't think that I have seen a president or a presidential candidate deliver this kind of performance since Reagan, and I think it may have been better than Reagan because this was substance. This wasn't just style. This wasn't, I'm the kind of guy, I'm more like Reagan. I would go out, and I'm like not good with, I don't know all the facts and figures and, 27%. I can't do all that stuff. Romney can. Reagan couldn't either. Reagan was the kind of guy who's just like, look, this is who we are as a people. And he drove the engine knowing that he could get people like Art Laffer to do all the math. I don't need to do all the math. I just need to explain it. Romney not only could explain it, but I think he also kind of gave the vision and said, this is who we are. This is where we're going. I don't think Reagan even did that in any of the debates. And I'm trying to think back beyond Reagan. Who do you go to? Barry Goldwater? And I don't even remember that one. I mean, who was better at a debate? Have you seen one?
Yeah. From a Republican, it's probably one of the best debate performances of all time. I mean, when you talk about, you go back, I mean, Clinton had some good moments, I guess, maybe, and, there were even
Clinton, then maybe Kennedy?
I mean, yeah. So there's been some, Kennedy, obviously. Yeah.
This is probably the top 3 performances. Man, I think maybe top 2 performances in the last 50 years.
Yeah, and everyone was criticizing him for it, but Chris Christie called it. I mean, he said that you're going to have this debate and the whole race is going to change the next morning. There it is.
This is how bad this thing went. This is how much the president was on the ropes. Not once did he even try to say 47%.
Yeah.
Not once.
I can't believe that didn't come up.
I mean,
I can't believe it.
That was amazing. That was the one thing I think all of us at the end looked at each other. 47% didn't even come up. Didn't even come up. And Romney was prepared for it.
But you know why?
He was ready for it.
Oh, you bet. You know why it didn't come up? Because I believe that the president is so used to somebody else carrying the water for him. He just expected that Jim Lehrer was going to say that. What about the 47%?
Yeah.
So he didn't even prepare for it. He wasn't ready. He was just like, he'll feed him to the lions. I don't need to do that. So he wasn't prepared to have to fight his own battle because he's so used to everyone else fighting his battle. Mm-hmm. Again, it goes back to the press is the reason Barack Obama lost this last night. He was expecting it. And so when it didn't happen, he wasn't prepared. And I honestly, it was like watching a drowning man last night. There was a point where he was throwing stuff, and Romney did such a gracious job of taking him apart when he was like, I don't even know how you got to Medicare from that. I mean, it looked like he was really struggling, trying to understand his line of thought, and he couldn't because he was flailing. He was like a drowning man, just grabbing at anything that would try to keep him up above water. It was delicious.